have to be in the same room to be united, to encourage each other, to succeed, and to celebrate together.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to World Travelers Flight. This is Jasmine Smith, your crew sergeant at arms. Our destination is Bahrain. Our journey will take about 1 hour and 30 minutes. And for all attendees, please put on your seatbelt and enjoy the flight. Please be advised that we will record this journey for our memorabilia and can be used for marketing purposes. So please turn on your camera. If you're okay, put on your sweet, sweet, sweet smile along the journey. Our journey is to make sure that we follow the mission of a Toastmasters Club, which is to provide a mutual, supportive, and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. I am so excited to meet our friends in Bahrain, to have better friendship and just to learn from each other. Thank you, Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club, for allowing us to be a part of your meeting today. And now to introduce our president. Toastmaster Farouk joined Toastmasters in November 2018. He is currently Division C Director and President of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters. He is the immediate past president for Allied Bahrain Communicators, and he's also the VP, Vice President of Education for Bahrain Educators and Aspentech Houston Toastmasters. In 2021-2022, significantly, he served as Area 2 Director, making it a President Distinguished Area, and has also achieved, listen to this, the Triple Crown from District 20 and District 56. Please help me make welcome Toastmaster Farouk Kader, our president. It's over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant of Arms. Ya marhaba, ya mashala, fi ziratkum al-Bahrain. Welcome, Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters welcomes our friend and fellow travelers from World Travelers Toastmasters Clubs to Bahrain. How was your journey? I hope you are all well and you have got your visas in order and you have updated your photos in the passport, Toastmaster Mike. Well done, well done. So we are all welcome to Bahrain, and this is a wonderful meeting, and this is, as our past president Richard Peck has already said, this is what Toastmasters is all about and how we grow and evolve. Our founder may have never thought that we would be as Toastmasters uniting together worldwide on the cameras, on virtual sets, and even having members in the same club from different countries, sharing the culture. What better way to bond and know each other and to understand and understand our common brotherhood and sisterhood that we have for each other and the love we have for each other. That is the utmost that we as Toastmasters are trying to communicate to the world is we can become better leaders when we interact with different leaders from all over the world and communicate with each other so we can communicate to the world to live peacefully. Welcome all to Bahrain. Welcome all to Bahrain. Ya marhaba, ya masala. Let me ask the captain of the team from the World Travelers Toastmasters, our president, Toastmaster Eliza, to say a few words. Over to you, Toastmaster Eliza, before I go to the other.
Thank you very much, our friend, President Farouk Kadir, for having us in Bahrain. After so long, after that, finally we can fly to Bahrain to meet all our friends. And unfortunately, I don't know where is our friend now. I think she's really good to Malaysia, not going to Bahrain. I think she lost in track. Our brother Farhas.
He double booked. He's a member of 2 flights, you know.
So I think he lost in I don't know where, but I'm trying to call him.
His booking got cancelled. When you double book, your booking gets cancelled.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward for a very interactive and very exciting meeting. So back to you. Thank you very much for having all of us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eliza and the Captain, and welcome again to all the World Travelers Toastmaster Club. And to get this meeting in order, now we have the Toastmaster of the Day, a dynamic personality who is always ready for anything, who is none other than our current District 20 Director, DTM Khalid Abdullah. Over to you, DTM Khalid.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, Madam President, world travelers, Bahrain Advance, family members. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, not good night very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in here today for this so special meeting between the World Travelers Toastmasters Club and Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club. A little light on Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club. We have a pride of being the first Advanced Toastmasters Club in the Middle East. And located in Bahrain is also another flavor of pride for us as Bahrain Toastmasters Club members. So thank you so much for choosing to be in this flight today. We would definitely love to learn from each other, enjoy our time together, and definitely learn and develop as a better communicator and leaders. Before I move on, may I call on any of the Vice President of Education just to adopt the agenda and make sure that the agenda is in order. I assume the agenda has been developed by World Traveler VPE. So can I call on the VP of World Traveler to just make sure that the agenda is in order?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Khalid Abdullah. This is Vasanti, the Vice President Education of WTC. I propose to adopt the agenda. Somebody can second and.
Yes, Toastmaster Widad.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Toastmaster Widad Hijazi from Bahrain Advanced Toastmaster Club. I second the agenda. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Were you about to say something? Yes, Mr. President.
Sorry, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Based on that, one of the evaluators is not here at the moment. I just want to propose a small amendment to the agenda. If the Toastmaster Anas is not available, then I'll be evaluating the speech on his behalf. Just a minor change. With that change, if the agenda can be adopted, that will be great.
Give me a minute to change it and share it in the Zoom chat, Toastmaster of the evening.
Done deal. So I think there is an amendment to the motion that was just passed. So can we have someone to second the motion right now? Second the motion of our president's proposal.
Can the acting VP of BAT do that?
I, Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim, second Toastmaster Farouk's motion to move ahead with the agenda that has the proposed changes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarah. Are there any objections? Going once, twice, price. Great. So with no objection, the agenda has been adopted and it is in order. Thank you so much for the cooperation. I know for a joint meeting, it's always tricky. Who would be raising the motion? Who would be seconding it? So it's okay. We are Toastmasters. We adjusted to the Zoom and to the coronavirus. So definitely would adjust to those small nitty-gritty. Thank you so much for that. Welcome to Bahrain. And I really loved how our president spoke in Arabic. Those are a few moments for me to hear him speaking in Arabic. So that would definitely be there for my memory for a long time. But what he said is something that you might be interested to know. I'm sure you know what marhaba means, right? Who knows what marhaba, or who doesn't know what marhaba means? Okay, DT Mike. Okay, what is marhaba then? Okay, let me pose the question to the president to explain what he said.
Marhaba means welcome.
Welcome. All right, so it's as simple as that, right? It's very small, unique Arabic word, marhaba. So let's practice that, apart from, of course, the grammarian word of the day, which we are coming toward in a minute. Moving on with our agenda, and we have the Bahrain City Tour. And for that, we have a distinguished Toastmaster, and she's not just distinguished by the title that was given by TI to her. She is an actual distinguished Toastmaster. She was the coach of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club when we were at the lowest of our performance. And along with the EXCOM at that time and DTM Zahra, we managed to come back and we came back stronger. So for this, please put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Zahra Al-Mukharraq with Bahrain City Tour, distinguished Toastmaster Zahra Al-Mukharraq.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah, fellow friends. Welcome to Bahrain International Airport. This is Zahra Al-Mukharraq, your tour leader. So, of course, it will be my great pleasure to show you all the sceneries, all the great places in Bahrain. And as we said, and as we planned for it, we will stay for a couple of days. And this is the summary of the travel expenses. Approximately the amount of money that will be paid by every single member, approximately, will be around 500 BD, and it's almost equal to $1,300. So welcome to Bahrain. The trip details will be the destination, of course, Kingdom of Bahrain from 1st of September to 5th, only 5 days, but I promise that I'll show you every single place here. So the must eat is machbouz, the most or the famous dish in Bahrain, Arabic coffee and halwa. The historical places and contemporary places will be covered, all I promise. And the must shop is dates and jewelry. So, day one, Tree of Life, Al Areen Wildlife Park, and Lost Paradise of Dilman. The Tree of Life is one of the most important places that every single one who ever visits Bahrain must be there. And this is in the middle of the desert. It's over 400 years old and 9.75 meters height. After that, within a few minutes, we will be able to reach to Al Areen Wildlife Park. It's like a mini zoo where you will be able to see almost around 700 species. You will enjoy the place there, and of course we will have the picnic here. You can eat your snacks in this area. After half an hour, we will be able to reach to Lost Paradise of Dilman, the biggest water park in Bahrain, as a treat, although you will pay for it. But yes, because of the hot weather in Bahrain, it's almost today 40 degrees Celsius. So we will be able, don't forget to wear your hats and sunscreen. You will be able to enjoy the speedy slides. Also, you will be able to swim, do tanning if you wish. We will stay there until evening. And this is for day 1. Day 2, we will take you to another famous place in Bahrain, Bab al-Bahrain, Golden City, Gold City, Souk al-Manama, which is the central market here in Bahrain, or the oldest market in Bahrain, World Trade Center, Bahrain Financial Harbor. And of course, we will be able to cover it all in one day. So this is, sorry, Bab al-Bahrain. So without the A, so Bab al-Bahrain is a historical place in the middle of the central or the capital of Bahrain, which is Manama, and it was opened in 1949. And this is the only place where you will be able to take pictures. And after that, we will enter the souk, which is the market where you will be able to buy whatever you want. For example, if you want to buy clothes, jewelry, food, and of course, much, much more. After that, we will go there for 15 minutes in each place, the World Trade Center and Bahrain Financial Harbor. Day 3. First oil well in Bahrain, and the best person to take you there is DTM Farhaz Farouk. Unfortunately, he's not with us here. And then we will go to enjoy the—
I am here, madam.
You're here. So you know what I meant. So the first oil well in Bahrain, and it was established in 1929. After that, we will go and enjoy the karting in Formula 1, and we will stay as much as you want, almost like we will leave by 7 p.m. Day 4, a very special day where we will leave the country by boat. We will go all the way to a small island called Hawar Island. At the beginning, we will enjoy the activities here, the water activities, maybe the boat. Then after that, we will go for diving. And if you are lucky, you will be able to find real pearls. You will be able to enjoy the sceneries there. And of course, you will be able to see real dolphins. And after that, during the sunrise or the sunshine, we'll be able to enjoy the yoga. Then we will come back to Bahrain, and last but not least, we will go to Bahrain National Museum. You will be able to enjoy your day there, where you will be able to see almost every single tradition, the culture, the first car in Bahrain, some statues, and much, much more. Last but not least, of course, you want to enjoy your time, you want to do some shopping, then we'll take you to the newest mall in Bahrain, Avenues. This is how does it look like from inside and from outside. That's all. I hope you will enjoy this trip. And back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Khalid Abdullah.
Wow. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Zahra Al-Makharrag. I feel like now I want to visit Bahrain another time, although I'm already in Bahrain. Don't you all? How many of you right now would like to visit Bahrain? Great. I think, distinguished Toastmaster Zahra, I would suggest that you open a travel agency. You have already many customers over here right now. Thank you so much, DTM Zahra, for the brilliant Bahrain City tour. Thank you so much. Moving on with the agenda, and next person in the agenda, when I come to introduce her, I lose words, I become speechless. She has been giving a lot, not just to me personally, not just to Bahrain, to Advanced Toastmasters Club, but to the whole district, distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya Jum'ah. Please put your hands together to welcome our grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya Jum'ah, to introduce her role.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. I will need to share 2 slides, if you don't mind, if you can give me the access to share.
And you can share.
Okay, thank you. So, Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmaster, honorable guest. So, very good evening to all of you. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. As a grammarian, is my responsibility is to pay attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuse of the language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, or saying, or thoughts. Besides that, my role also to introduce the word of the day. And today, let me just share my screen now with you. So I think you can see it now. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So the word of the day is lucid, and this is how you pronounce it, is lucid, and it is an adjective. The meaning of it is clearly expressed and easy to understand. If we are presenting or adding this adjective to a person, it will be a clear thinking or speaking. As an example of using this word will be as follows: a lucid style or explanation. She gave a clear and lucid account of her plans for her Toastmasters journey. He is lucid, articulate, and lights up when talking about Toastmasters. He wasn't very lucid. He didn't quite know where he was. A synonym for the word is as follows. I mean, it is a lot, so I will mention just a few: is beaming, bright, brilliant, dazzling, glowing, and so on. I encourage all the speakers to use this word, and I will be counting and will be giving my report of the English usage, language usage, and the word of the day when I called upon at the end of the meeting by the general evaluators. Enjoy the meeting. Don't forget using the word of the day. And as you can see, the word of the day is mentioning behind me, so you can see it when you are speaking. By that, back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Wow, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya Jum'a. What a lucid way of introducing the word lucid. Isn't that lucidly done? I don't know how she would be counting that, but that's okay. Let's leave the counting to her. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya, for the brilliant word of the day. Moving on with our agenda, and who are we without having a time? Toastmasters, if you give them, of course, the podium, they would continue speaking forever, right? So we need to have a very important role, and especially when we are in a joint meeting, to ensure that we are on time. And for that important role, we have Toastmaster Zarina Kader. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. Zarina is from Malaysia. She loves reading history and traveling. So I'm sure right now, Zarina, at this specific time, she had lots of history about Bahrain. But before we hear the history of Bahrain, let's hear the timing objectives. So please put your hands together to welcome our timer, Toastmaster Zarina.
Thank you, Toastmaster today. Salam, greetings, and marhaba to the joint meeting. So I'm the timer of the day. So I'm not going to recite some history of Bahrain or anything. So as a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, former speakers, and the evaluations. I will alert each speaker of the time they have left. So you can pin me when you are going to deliver your speech, using the green, yellow, and the red cards, which do need specific time remaining. So for table topic speakers, should limit the remark for no more than 2 minutes for table topic speakers. For icebreaker speakers, should be 4 to 6 minutes in length, and other speakers should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow, and also at 7 minutes, I will raise the red. And the individual evaluation should be around 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you. That's Master of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zarina, for the lucid way of introducing the timer role. All of us know right now the timing criteria for all the speakers and the table topics and the evaluators, of course. Moving on with the agenda. now is the time to hear from our prepared speakers. That's the meat of the whole meeting. And for that, it would be nice if we can switch on our camera and of course, mute ourselves. If you are not muted, I'll make sure that you are muted. Oh, there you go. We have now more faces coming in. And let's pay utmost attention to the speakers because they came prepared and they came to give us their time and message and experience. Moving on to the first speaker on the agenda, who is distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Noor Hakim. But before I call on him, let me call on his evaluator, who is the president of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club. So please put your hands together to welcome the president of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club, the first evaluator, Toastmaster Farooq Qadam.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for the warm introduction. Today, our speaker, DTM Muhammad Noor Hakim, is attempting the research and presenting project from his path persuasive influence. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note the time is 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, and wish my speaker best of luck. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Farooq, for the lucid way of introducing the objectives. That's a reminder, everyone, please use the word of the day, lucid. And now, let me introduce the first speaker. DTM Hakim is a member of Toastmaster over the last 10 years. To learn public speaking, 10 years is sufficiently long time, but to learn communication, 10 years is but a drop of a pail, definitely. He hopes for himself and all of us here, 10 years and a lifetime of learning to communicate, to connect, and to be more human and of benefit to humankind. What a noble cause. Please put your hands together to welcome our first speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Noor Hakim, with a speech title, May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Noor Hakim.
Very good afternoon, good morning, good evening to club presidents of World Traveler Toastmasters Club and Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club. Thank you for having us this evening at this wonderful meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, when we are required to pay money for something that we buy or purchase, we hand over some cash, maybe credit. But when we are required to pay attention, what do we give? Maybe our time, maybe our thoughts, even our emotions. Do we need to be lucid when we are giving our attention? What happens if people or a person is unable to pay attention? Now, according to the Society for the Promotion of Attention Deficit and Hyperactivity Disorder Research and Knowledge, or what is known as SPARK, an organization here in Singapore supporting parents of children with attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. ADHD is identified through 3 main components, and that is going to be the first part of my presentation this evening. The 3 main components of ADHD are inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. Now, what are some of the things we can see, especially in children with ADHD? In the category of inattentiveness, we are looking at difficulty in concentrating and focusing. Some of the children may display behaviors like having short attention span or being easily distracted. Now, you may be thinking, hey, that's about every other kid I know. Especially nowadays in the era of digital gadgets, where attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. Wait a moment, there is a qualifying criteria, which I will share in a short while. Another symptom is making careless mistakes. repeatedly despite reminders and guidance, appearing forgetful or losing things, being unable to stick to tasks that are tedious or time consuming, appearing unable to listen or carrying out instructions, constantly changing activity or tasks. And I'm looking at a few people here who are multitasking on their screens as well. Having difficulty organizing tasks. Oh, I see some hands up as well. Now, these are some of the symptoms that may exist in persons with ADHD. They may not have all the symptoms, or they may have different degrees of symptoms. But the main qualifying criteria is that of chronic existence. That means it must affect them in a very big way, in a way that affects their daily living. Now, if you move on to hyperactivity and impulsiveness, some of the signs you may see are being unable to sit still or having difficulty sitting still, especially in calm and quiet surroundings. I don't know about you, but in calm and quiet surroundings, I am absolutely still. In fact, even my eyes are closed. Constantly fidgeting, being unable to concentrate on tasks, excessive physical movement. This is one for everyone here. Excessive talking. Being unable to wait their turn. Acting without thinking. Interrupting conversations. Having little or no sense of danger. So these are, again, some of the symptoms. But in order for the qualification of being diagnosed with ADHD, it must exist in a chronic state. That means it does affect your daily living to an extent that you are not able to go about your typical activities without serious difficulties. Now, according to the Ministry of Health in Bahrain, the exact cause of ADHD is unknown. And this is something that's a research that many scientific bodies around the world, including in Singapore, found out as well. However, the condition may run in families, and it also is identified to be caused by certain differences in the brain structure and chemicals in the brains of persons with ADHD as compared to the neurotypical population. Now, who's heard this word for the first time? Neurotypical. First time hearing the word neurotypical. Raise your hands. Anybody? Oh, first time. Okay. So just a quick explanation. Neuro here means your brain. Typical means what is commonly observed. So different organizations or different countries in the world categorize ADHD slightly differently. For example, in Bahrain, it's categorized as a mental disorder. In Singapore, it's categorized as a difference, a mental difference, not so much a disorder. And this exists everywhere around the world, depending on the scientific communities and the research that is being observed. So we would like to be as welcoming and inclusive for all persons with differences, including that with ADHD. So the majority population, we name them neurotypical, means we have the majority brain composition, and those who are not or who are having some of these conditions, we call them non-neurotypical. So they are just like everyone, but differences in brain structures, which are very prevalent across all of humanity. Now, if you recall, or if you think and reflect upon yourself, hey, maybe I have ADHD as well. Or if you recall of a friend whom we are not quite sure what's up with this person. But perhaps when you were in school, maybe he was naughty or extremely active. Maybe that person has ADHD without him or her knowing. But the good thing is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of us actually develop what we call resilience factors that allow us to carry on with life by responding to changes. And that is the spirit of humanity, being able to change, to respond to adversity, and to be able to overcome our challenges. Oh, it's already red. Time's up already, is it? Oh, okay. Didn't see the red card. Now, to sum up, my friends, typical brain differences are prevalent everywhere around the world. All of us have some kind of difference in the way we think and in the way our brains and our body is structured. Toastmasters is an avenue where we level things up and we recognize and include one another, such as today's meeting. Despite being from different physical locations, we are gathered today in one central location to share and learn from one another. So I do hope that all of us will continue to look beyond our differences and see our similarities to bring humanity and all of us to a better and brighter future. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Wow, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Nur al-Hakim, for such a great speech. ADHD and excessive speaking, I really love that, excessive speaking. We all definitely in Toastmaster need to tweak that at times. Thank you so much for, for that reminder. May I just ask the timer to give us 30 seconds to share a few words in the chat for our speaker? Any feedback to our speaker for 30 seconds, please?
How much? Sorry.
Just, yeah, 30 seconds if possible.
Oh, the timer.
Yes, for the timer.
The time is 7 minutes and 58 seconds.
No. I just need to have 30 seconds just for feedback in the chat. So once it is 30 seconds, just show me red light, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I guess 30 seconds pass, Madam Timer. I can see 1 minute passed on my watch. All right, let's move on. I assume that 30 seconds passed. Thank you so much, Madam Timer. And thank you so much for our first speaker for the lucid way of introducing the topic. Moving on to the next speaker, who is another distinguished Toastmaster, Fipi Pendon. But before I call her in, let me call her evaluator to give the objective of the speech. And the evaluator would be distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Dosri, who is Division D Director and a very lucid member of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club. So please put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Dosri to state the objective of the speech.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, DTM Khalid Abdullah, fellow Toastmaster. Good.
I think you went on mute, DTM Muhammad. Or did we lose you? Can you hear us, DTM Muhammad? I think he's still stuck in the sky, maybe.
Yes, brother.
Okay,
thank you, Master. Thank you, Master of Ceremony, fellow Toastmaster. Good afternoon to you all. DTM London, Dynamic Leadership, Level 2. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and then identify her primary style. And second purpose of this speech is for member to share the impact style on others. Time 5 to 7 minutes. Wish you all the best, DTN bundle.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Dosari, for the lucid introduction of the objectives. And we can see as well our international director just came in the house. Distinguished Toastmaster Ali Shahbaz, welcome. And now let's move on to the speaker. And I have her introduction. She is District 75 Division L Director for this year, past president of Mahrilka Toastmaster Club, and ended with President Distinguished Club. Immediate past area director, vice president of founding member VPPR of Toastmaster Studio Advance, vice president of public relation TGIF Toastmasters Club. Wow. She's a member of 2 clubs, apart from as well Travelers. She is a multi-awarded registered nurse and clinical psychologist with PhD candidacy in clinical psychology. Currently an independent consultant. She has a heart and a vision for excellent, compassionate, holistic care of persons. Wow, what an amazing introduction, distinguished Toastmaster Fipi. So please put your hands together to welcome our second speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Fipi, with a speech title, What Response Are You Getting? What response are you getting, distinguished Toastmaster Fipi?
Have you ever wondered, what response are you getting? Fellow Toastmasters and friends, good evening. Some moments in life, you are communicating, but are you getting the information, the message, or a response that you want to get? How are you going to communicate in such a way that you would be able to elicit the information that you really want to hear? I have observed some changes in the way that I have communicated. And that is the reason why I have to modify the way I would communicate. I realized it all depends on the person whom I'm communicating with. When I became division director, I observed that the way I communicate is much different when I was communicating with my colleagues at work. The colleagues at work will respond right away, will give you direct response. They give you whatever is expected based on the performance targets. I believe that is because performance targets are set at the beginning of the year, and that's very clear. I observed that when I was appointed as the division director, I have to feel my way. I discovered that I have to utilize the direct approach in communication. In direct communication, I need to identify what our goals would be. And I believe that there is only one target that I have to emphasize, because I see a lot of targets that have been asked from us. So I thought I just have to be clear, direct, and focused on what I have wanted our division to achieve. And what was that? It is for our division to end up president's distinguished. So I made that clear. That's the only one I have asked from all the area directors. I have 4 area directors. That direct communication, I tried to break down into identified goals. I realized I have to be clear again, and I needed to initiate. So I utilized initiating as a communication style in order for me to deliver cascade what our district director have wanted us to achieve. For example, club challenge. You know, we were given a challenge to build 10 clubs per division by the end of the term. Could you feel how pressured I was when I first heard it? Because why? We only have 12 clubs. How can I produce additional 10 given the 12 clubs that we have? So I tried to identify the strengths of our clubs. The pressure became heavier when I learned that some of the clubs are not that strong enough to be able to thrive by themselves. How much more in creating a new club? So I feel the need to be supportive. How do I do that? One at a time, I communicated beyond the level of air directors and communicated with the presidents and identified some of the problems they're encountering. I cannot just pressure them to establish one club because our district director have asked us to produce 10 more clubs. Why? I discovered that one of the clubs under our division is actually on board the ship. So I was wondering why I'm not getting any response from them when I communicate. I came to a point where I felt so impatient. And I didn't, I wanted to just give up and didn't want to communicate with them. I gave myself some time of a break and again initiated the communication. Communicated with the president, and then I got a response. Lo and behold, I got a response. I was so happy. You know what? I discovered that when they are on board the ship, they are not able to receive communications. Then I began to understand, and I need not judge them right away. Then who responded? I realized that I needed to initiate, to be supportive, at the same time direct, but at the same time, I also need to analyze the situation. So when I tried to reach out, initiate, and support them, the president opened up the problems. That some of them are on the ground, some of them are on ship, and it's not easy. I prodded them because none of them attended the club officers training. So I keep following up, and that's point 5 of the DCP goals. How could we achieve the president's distinguished club, the one that I said at the beginning, if I will not support their ability to achieve the DCP? Guess what, my friends? Tonight, we had a meeting with them, and I led the installation of officers. My friends, what do we get from this? We never give up on our leaders. We need to support them. Be direct, be supportive, initiate communication, and analyze their situation, extend our understanding. That's the way to go in order for us to get the response that we want. How about you, my friends? Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Phoebe, for a great message. We all really need to tune our communication styles to the situation. And I really need to have a word with your district director. 10 clubs, we have the whole 10 clubs for the whole district. So, but that's amazing. Aim high. I think that's aiming high. Thank you so much. And please, let's have 30 seconds to have a lucid feedback to our speaker. So, Madam Timer, 30 seconds, please. Great, thank you so much, Timer, and thank you so much, everyone, for the feedback. Moving on to our third speaker today, who is Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim. And before we hear from Toastmaster Sarah, let's hear from her evaluator on the objective of the speech. Her evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Twyla. Twyla? Yeah? Twyla, there you go, Twyla.
Yeah, like Twilight.
Twilight, yes. Distinguished
Twyla.
Toastmaster Twyla, very lovely name. She is the forever grandmother of Eliza. She is in TM for 20 years, a very energetic lady, member of few clubs in District 33, and she said, the secret of being young is to be happy and drink Coca-Cola in the morning. That's amazing introduction. Please put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Twyla.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Well, today our speaker is going to be speaking from the motivational strategies. She wants 10 to 12 minutes of time. Her speech title is A Year Ago, and I was thinking, I don't know that I can do a lucid speech about my life for a whole year. I can't remember what I did much less a year ago. So I'm really fascinated to hear this speech. A year ago, and she's going to reflect on the things that she has learned and how she has grown for the past year. A year ago, Madam Sarah.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Twyla, for the lovely and lucid objective reading. And I can see the speaker is ready to jump in. Toastmaster Sarah is Area 2 Director. She is one of those who doesn't like to be on spotlight, that I can tell you. She doesn't like people to thank her, but she is one of most creative individual that I ever seen. And she is currently our Vice President of Public Relations. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim with a speech title, A Year Ago. A Year Ago, Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim.
Okay, before I start, am I visible to everyone and audible?
Both.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's the person you think you should be, and there's the person you think you really are. I'm not sure who I should be, but I now know who I am. And that, I say, is the perfect place to start again. Toastmaster of the day, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you present around the world flying with us today. That quote is from one of my most favorite book series, written by Cecilia Ahern, the Flawed series. And this was the first line of my first speech in Toastmasters on 1st September 2021. I cannot forget this day. And I remember I was doing the speech right here in this position where I'm standing in front of you again. Let me tell you, I'm in India at the moment. So currently I'm also traveling with you. And it's only fitting that I take you back to that moment where the most anxious speaker in that lineup of speakers that day was me, yours truly. And trust me, this is the last speech in this path And for me, it's an emotional moment because God, I took 1 year to complete a path. But 1 year for me was equivalent to 1,000 miles. How did time pass by so easily since that very first speech? And it's not just because of what I have learned through the Pathways Learning Program. It is not just Toastmasters itself. I feel the pandemic kind of makes time travel fast. I don't know whether you realize it has been now 2 years to the pandemic. 2 years getting stuck with people that used to see on a, maybe 11 to 12 hours basis, and now you're seeing them for 24 hours constantly. I'm talking about your family per se. I've attended more Zoom Toastmaster meetings than I have in face-to-face. The time I attended face-to-face meetings was when I became the area director and I had to install the clubs in my area. That was the only time I got to attend their meetings in physical. Now, a lot of people, my BAT family knows this, but for people traveling with us today from different parts of the world, you need to know my journey did not start about a year ago in Toastmasters. It started at the age of 11. Age of 11? When did Toastmasters start a program for kids at the age of 11? Wasn't it 18? Hold your horses. I'm talking about gavel clubs. And that opportunity, I thank Bahrain too, and definitely my mentor sitting in the crowd. So DTM Ahmed Rizvi as well. Cannot forget him. Cannot get scolded by him on personal chat, of course. I started my journey at the age of 11. For me, that was my parents' decision. They literally pushed me into it. And I was not very keen at first to do speeches. Trust me, I was not active, something that people do not believe about me because they see me in a different light whatsoever now. But once you take up roles in Toastmasters, you realize that there is more meaning to the roles that you do in Toastmasters. It's not just about the XCOM roles, but I'm talking about regular meeting roles where you become a timer, you become a grammarian. We used to have a joke master as well. I was terrible at it. My club never nominated me to become a joke master because I used to roast everybody and they didn't like me roasting them. I was an 11-year-old Sarah was a different mood altogether. Now I have to wager my words. I have to weigh them before I say something. And as I like to say it, adults are more overly sensitive, so they kind of get obnoxiously mad at me and annoyed at me if I say something that would. So that is one thing that I learned, to wager my words when I talk to adults specifically. But I finished my gavel journey at the age of 17. What was next for me was my career. I never got a chance to come back to that platform, which gave a birth to a different person, a whole new me, honestly. On 5th July, 2021, let's go back. I attended my first virtual meeting of a club that I cannot name because I don't know whether it's closed or it is open, because let's not just go to that. I attended, and trust me, I'm an impulsive person. I may have ADHD, who knows? But on an impulse decision, I didn't care. I joined Toastmasters right after the first meeting. Not a lot of people do that. I have seen it. People take their own whole time. I know a person who's very close to me as a brother. He took about 4 to 5 meetings to decide to join Toastmasters. I had joined Toastmasters in my mind, even though I attended that day as a guest. But I did not join that club. Let me remind you about that. That is why I don't know whether it's open or closed as a club. The very important thing that I had learned from that club was that they sustained themselves even after the members being not so really active. And I am at the very prime age where I am the most enthusiastic person that you will see. Like the president of WTC said that I hope so the other clubs do not make us do a virtual background for the meetings. I am that type who wants to do things differently, a unique, a misfit in this world. And Toastmasters has helped me build that particular characteristic of mine. Yes, I am different, but I love myself anyway. People make me not love myself. That is what is happening for the past 1 year. I get frustrated at myself rather than at others when I am asked to do certain things for certain people. I do it without even saying no, without even trying to say no. And one of the points that people need to know about me as a person and the person that I have evolved, I still do not like talking about myself. I find it to be the most awkward and unnatural things to do. Who really talks about themselves? I don't even give my introduction. Yes, the DD always talks about himself, but really, who talks about themselves? That is why I really hate icebreaker speeches. Because when I am put on spot to talk about myself, I'm like, do I know who I am? How can I tell people? And people come to me, you don't know who you are, but I know. Wow. The number of people that I have experienced in my journey in this 1 year, I have realized that I don't know myself. All my icebreaker speeches go down the dumpster when people tell me, you don't know who you are. I was like, wow. Who are these people? I mean, are you a psychiatrist that you know me way too well? Or you know me through an indirect relationship with my parents, which has definitely not worked out in my favor. I know a few people who would, who know my father, who would agree to the same. And somewhere down the line, my parents were quite with me when I was a Cavalier, but they're not anymore adjusting to the fact that I'm with Toastmasters. They keep commenting on the fact that I have married the constitution of Toastmasters International. It's like I cannot let go. Every few minutes, somebody needs something. I am there to help them out. Either I'm not doing that, then I'm doing my PR business that I'm supposed to be doing. Everybody has made me feel that somewhere or the other, I am important to them. But the level of exploitation that has happened of Toastmaster Sara Ibrahim cannot be forgotten and will not be forgotten. Please keep in mind. And the number of mentors, not the official ones, I'm not talking about the official, the unofficial ones who want to mentor me without me asking for their mentorship is appalling. I know a lot of people that you know are there. People of BAT might be able to understand that very well because they are with me on my journey. I complained so many times. I did not ask for their mentorship, but they're there. Nonetheless, keeping all of that aside, the me that you see in Toastmasters meeting is a me that is not the real me. The actual me is a very reserved, maybe I am like a walnut from inside, maybe a turtle in its shell. It's just for me at the Toastmasters meeting, I'm a completely different person. But when you see me in real life, I would not even talk to you. I would just stare at your face and creep you out about it. But that is the actual me. But a year ago, I started my journey. And right now, standing in front of you, completing my last speech, I realized that the journey has been eventful. Lots of laughter, definitely lots of tears of frustration. Trust me, not tears of sadness, tears of frustration. So many mentors and unofficial mentors, of course, but very, very important people that I will cherish because I will leave Toastmasters next year, just after I complete. So that is why, for me, this journey will always be a memorable one. Thank you for listening to me. Over to you, Toastmasters the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarah, for a lucid speech. And it's not written in anywhere, but it's a milestone finishing the last speech. So I think we need to give her standing ovation. That's something that we usually do in our club. So
Woo! Awesome.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Sarah, for completing your path, last speech in your path. And we will definitely, and you know me, mark my word, we'll definitely not leave Toastmasters. And may I ask the timer for 30 seconds? I know we are a little bit behind time, but 30 seconds for feedback, please. Great, thank you so much, everyone, for being great audience. And as I said, we are a little bit behind, which is not very lucid. So I'm trying to be as lucid as I can to move on and catch up with the time. So let's please put your hands together to welcome our timer to give her report. Toastmaster Zarina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. So thank you for all the wonderful and inspiring speech. So our speakers today is very talkative. So all of them is at 7 minutes. So for the speaker number 1, Muhammad Nur Hakim, for the speech title, may I have your attention, please? Your speech is 7 minutes and 58 seconds. For speaker number 2, PB Pendant, with your speech title, what response are you getting? 7 minutes and 59 seconds. And for speaker number 3, Sarah Ibrahim, with your speech entitled A Year Ago, your speech 11 minutes and 7 seconds. So back to you, Toastmaster Fidin.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zarina, for being so attentive to the timing. And if I was following your timing criteria, I think we have only one qualified speaker, who is Toastmaster Sarah Ibrahim. Unless the presidents decide something else. We have a terminology in Bahrain, we call it wasta, which is, I will not teach you that terminology, of course, because it's not really good for Toastmasters. So let's move on with the next segment on the agenda. And it is the most exciting segment, table topics. And for the table topics, we have Toastmaster Mike Won. He is a CTM and ALS EC2. Wow, CTM, I haven't heard this for a while right now. He is a CC, also TMC member since 2001. And I'm assuming he would be the most busy member of the officers as a treasurer during this time because it's the renewal time. He is a proud grandfather of 4 lovely and adorable and lucid, although it's not there in the script, grandchildren. During his free time, love motorbiking with friends to Malaysia to enjoy the food and countryside scenery. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Mike, our table topics master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khalid, for the kind introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, fabulous evening, morning, and afternoon. Now, one of the most exciting portion of the Toastmasters meeting is the table topic session. The main objective is to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skill, to effectively think on their feet by answering unrehearsed questions. We also want to give every member the opportunity to speak at each meeting. We do this with the table topic session. Oh, so what's so good about a table topic session? Table topic is specifically designed to develop 4 essential communication skills. Number 1, listening. Number 2, thinking. Number 3, organize. And number 4, speaking. Your response must be at least 1 minute and can be no more than 2 minutes. If you hear 2.5 minutes, the timer will ring the bell. You will see a green sign after 1 minute and a yellow sign at 1 minute 30 seconds and the red signal at 2 minutes. I also encourage you to use the word of the day, lucid. Let's get started. And who wants to be the first? By the way, to approach the table topics with the idea that is given is with prep. That is point, agreed or disagreed to my point. Number 2, R, reason why you believe or because. E, example, for example, why you believe in this topic. And finally, P, point again, therefore, and thus. That's how you end. Can I share the screen, please?
Yes, you can.
Thank you, sir. Let's say share screen. Great. Can we have the first brave soul? I have question 1 to 10. Trust me, they are very simple and it's as easy as ABC. Ilios, you want to try? Did I see a raise your hand? Please pick your number.
4, because we have 42 here.
You're on the way to an important meeting and you're caught in the rain without an umbrella. What do you do? You're on the way to an important meeting and you get caught in the rain without an umbrella. What do you do? The stage is yours.
Wait. I'll start.
Oh no, it's raining. My head hurts. I need an umbrella. Somebody help me. I need to go to the meeting. Well, you know, right? What happens if you are in a situation like that? Are you standing and you are hitting by the rain? Or you are running, asking for help? Or you are just dreaming, oh, I wish the rain is not raining. Well, if you have an important meeting, what are you going to do? Please do type on the Zoom chat. I want to know. Because what I will do, of course, time is money. Time is essence. And it is lucidly, you should appreciate every single time. First, your time. Second, the other participants' time. And third, money itself the time. So if you appreciate time, you are appreciate money. And then if you found this important, you make priorities. So you have plan B. You bring your own umbrella. If you don't have your own umbrella and you know that this is rainy season, you are silly. Come on, lucidly, you are silly. And yeah, umbrella is the necessity here, especially if you are went through from the tower A to tower B, if they are not having this connecting bridge that can help you to go there from inside the building, what are you going to do, right? Do you want to get picked up by the driver, the online driver, just to go from point A to point B? Well, I got my umbrella here. So TTM, Mike, here's my umbrella to help you to cross the street. Back to you.
Thank you very much. It's always nice to have a spare plan B. And like you said, time is precious, time is money. Now, let me see. Gerardo, did I see Gerardo? Put up your hands. Please choose a number. Number 4 has taken.
Hello, I'd like to go for number 2, please.
Number 2. What is your favorite family activity? What is your favorite family activities? All yours.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, before the digital revisionism and revolution, our family's favorite activity is talking to each other. During Sundays, we make it a point to gather in the sala after a well-spent lunch with each other, and we play cards. We talk to each other and share each other's stories for how the week has been for each other. We listen to each other and we hear the advice of our elders. Fellow Toastmasters, these days, you could hardly find anyone in the same room talking to each other because they are so engaged with their cell phones. And that loses the essence of communication. So, fellow Toastmasters, one family activity that will always come to my memory with great fondness is the way we bond as a family, the way we talk to each other, the way we listen to each other, like what we're doing in Toastmasters when we are bound to listen to the personal stories because everybody's a storyteller, right? Fellow Toastmasters, so if there's one family activity that I'm so fond of, that is listening and communicating with each other as a family, because we believe that the family that talks to each other stays together for a better and stronger bonding. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Yes, ma'am. I cannot agree more. The family that talk to each other stays together. Now, can we have Joseph? Hi, Joseph. Well, what do you like, Joseph? 4 and 2 is taken.
Number 7.
Number 7, sir. What's more important, speaking or listening? What is more important, speaking or listening?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. Very interesting. Of course, we all think listening's more important because we're Toastmasters. Bah humbug. I don't agree with that at all. For many years, I've been very quiet and shy. I rarely had a voice, and even now, sometimes I sit in the corner and don't say too much. Even in virtual meetings, I often sit back and just listen. I'm tired of listening. It's my turn to talk and you're going to listen. It's so important that we talk about something that excites us. Acts excite me, believe it or not, because I usually have a bad hair day. You ever have a bad hair day? You have to cover it up. Maybe you're running in the rain and lucid, trying to run away from everyone. If it's raining outside, dance in the rain. And then put a hat on to cover up your hairdo. Some people don't think that way. Oh, after an umbrella, run in the building, all those other things. What's your opinion? We all have opinions. And my opinion is to talk as much as you can. If someone don't want to listen to you, they can walk away, right? Well, sometimes they can't walk away. That's their problem. You need to have a voice. We have a voice. We need to let it out. We need to share what excites us. We need to tell people, hey, it's raining outside. Do you know? And they say, we know it's raining outside. I said, yeah, but isn't the rain beautiful? Doesn't after rain bring a beautiful rainbow? Those are things sometimes we forget because we're too busy listening. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to talk and you can talk over me. So the one with the louder voice gets heard. We all know that. The one with the squeaky wheel gets the grease, correct? So the one that talks the most gets listened to. Respected, that's a whole different story. But listen to, you're forced to listen to me because quite frankly, I'm not listening to you. I want to talk. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Cannot agree more, Joseph. The one who speaks more get more attention. Next, I have a girl, Lada. What would your number be? 427 is taken, Lada.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello. I will take 9.
9. Number 9. Is social media overall good or bad for society? Is social media overall good or bad for the society? Take it away, Lada.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, wait 1 second. Is social media overall good or bad for society? Honestly, I think it's both. I love social media. Oh my God, who here does not love social media? Who here loves to be on Facebook? Who here loves to be on Instagram? Who here loves to be all over social media, right? Of course. I mean, isn't this kind of social media right now what we're doing at this point? I think this is kind of social media. I love social media. It's a way to socialize with people. It's a way to connect with people. What we're doing right now, we're connecting with people. And I think that's really, for in this day and age, look at this. We're in Bahrain. We're in all over the world. I mean, that's beautiful. That is so, so beautiful. I'm sitting here in my kitchen, listening to people talking about dancing in the rain, wanting to talk. I mean, it's so beautiful. I love, love, love that part of social media. But the one little issue, and I don't know about y'all agree with me or not, it can be a little bit overwhelming, right? It can be a little overwhelming, a little too much. Sometimes I spend way too much time on social media. Who agrees? Way too much time. Yep, I spend so much time. I ignore, I don't eat. I don't do things I should be doing, right? So it's kind of a both. Good and bad. But if I'm honest, to be really honest to me, what I think, I like social media. I love it. I love it. I love being on Facebook. I'm the unicorn on Facebook. Where else can I be the unicorn? It's so fun. It's just so fun. So I love it. I hate it. It's good. It's bad. But I think the best thing is just, it's good. I think everyone agrees on me, right? Social media, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't social media. I think Zoom is social media in a very, very, very good way. Anyway, back to you, our beautiful.
Thank you, Lara. True. Without Zoom, we can't see each other. I think we have one more to go. Can we have, I think, Mingzi? Would you like to pick your choice, ma'am?
Okay, which number is not taken yet?
Right. You have 4279 are all taken. So you have 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10.
All right, I take 8, the prosperous number.
Okay. Let's see. How would you advise someone attending their first Toastmaster meeting? How would you advise someone to attend their first Toastmaster meeting? The virtual stage is yours, ma'am.
To Tom, let's come to the first Toastmasters meeting. I would advise Tom, who will have some interest, that Toastmasters meeting will be interesting. It will have speeches, which is primary reasons of coming Toastmasters. We will be able to meet our fellow friends that you have not met before. We will be making friends. We'll have the opportunity to listen to speeches and meet each other, but don't have to worry about the structures and the program. We will just go with the flow and go along the way. We will have many friends in Toastmasters as we come. It will be a great place to network, and we will be able to learn and educate as well. To Tom, who is coming to the first Toastmasters meeting, come with me. I will be here and guide and lead you all the way. And we will have fantastic moments, and we will continue to journey together. I hope you will enjoy today's meeting, and we will come again to Toastmasters and join as well.
Thank you very much. I was told that my time is out. Unfortunately, I can see a lot of people still on the waiting list. But I thank you all for your patience and thank you all for your participation. I shall now hand over the control back to our TMOD, Toastmaster Khalid. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mike. What a great table topics. All lucid speakers, of course, all over, and Brilliant, brilliant use of the time, although we are not really doing very well on the time. And for this, let me call the timer to give the timing for the table topics. So, Madam Timer, Toastmaster Zarina, please.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster today. So thanks for all of our 4 table topic speakers. The first, Ilya, with your table topic. Entitled, if you don't have umbrella, what to do? Just 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Secret number 2, RD, what is your family activity? 1 minute, 1 minute and 36 seconds. Number 3, Joseph, what more important, speaking or listening? It's exactly 2 minutes. For number 4, Colada the unicorn, your topic is social media overall good or bad? It's 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And the last one, Mingzi, how will you advise someone who attend the first Toastmaster? 1 minute and 21 seconds. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Madam Tamer, for being so attentive. I hear that you are saying everyone is qualified in the table topics. So, Madam President, Toastmaster Eliza, do you have polls at this specific time? No polls. No polls, but I can see raise of hand, Toastmaster Gerardo. And with this raise of hand, whatever you want to say, please let's have a motion as well to extend the time. We are running late by at least 25 minutes. So let's have at least 20 minutes and let's wrap up within 20 minutes. We are in the sky. The flight is already there, so we are stuck together. Toastmaster Gerardo, were you about to raise a motion for that?
No, I was actually, by mistake, I pushed the button. I'm very sorry, DTM Khaled.
Let's use that push of the button to raise a motion to extend the time by 20 minutes. You're stuck with me, so we're all stuck together.
I would like to second that, DTM Khaled.
And I triple it.
And you triple it. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. That's amazing. With no objection, we'll move on with our agenda. And moving on to the evaluation segment, let's see how we did, where are the areas of improvement. And for the first speaker, we have the president of Bahrain Advanced Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Farouk Qadir. Please put your hands together to welcome our first evaluator, to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Farouk.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. May I have your attention, please? What a wonderful topic and what a wonderful introduction by our speaker, Toastmaster Hakim. He had lucidly explained such a vast topic in a limited amount of time, and his voice was clear and composed. He engaged the audience with the questions and maintained direct eye contact and incorporated humor in his speech. And he linked it at the end positively to Toastmasters and how Toastmasters is a way of understanding with this. Additionally, how many of you have really seen in your Toastmaster speeches a research and presentation speech without a PowerPoint? Well done, Toastmaster Hakim. Well done. You have done the Toastmaster speech without any PowerPoint, and you lucidly expanded on the definition, the symptoms, the measures of diagnosing attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Very well done. Very well done. Again, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? While you gave a quick measure for classifying ADHD, like the need for chronic assistance, I would have actually personally preferred to also hear about the pitfalls we make when we judge people quickly and classify them as, especially children, as having attention deficit disorder without understanding what the environment they are living in. Sometimes they have a lot of stimulation going on. We are bombarded with social media and activities, and people want to be active. They don't want to miss certain things. Is that ADHD? So I would have loved to hear that. That is something I would like you to challenge yourself. Additionally, again, may I have your attention, please, Toastmaster Hakim? To challenge yourself, I would have also recommend you to try to incorporate the various speeds in your speech, because that would have given us an indication about what do you mean by some people who speak fast and then speak slow. That will have given us a proper definition of what could be attention deficit disorder. And you could also have talked about body language, like people moving about, I want to go there, I want to go there. You could have utilized that camera and say, no, this is not happening. This guy's impatient, moving here and there. Maybe that's the symptom of attention deficit disorder. You had those opportunities. My recommendation to Toastmaster Hakeem, please try to incorporate them. And let me end by saying, Toastmaster Hakeem, you had all our attention. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Oh, thank you so much, Toastmaster Farouk. May I have your attention, please? You have not just DTM Hakeem attention, but everyone's attention with your evaluation. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Farouk. Moving on to the second evaluator in line with Division D Director, distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Dosari. Please put your hands together to welcome our second evaluator on stage, distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Dosari.
Do you learn different communication style today? Yes, from me, I learned something new today. Dear leaders, dear all Toastmaster, good evening to you all. DTM Bendon, they came on the stage with his confidence and with lucid, clearly. They start introduction, they start with a question. And the question attracted me to listen about the next. What is next? I have 4 powerful in your speech. First one, the story. The story, personal story. Also, I am now Division D, new one. So you inspiring me. The story have a structure story, and they put in the story the question. And the question in the story, they attracting me. I see inside the story your vision. When you tell, I believe, I thought, and I feel, you feel about your speech. Second one, I like the thought, because you speak about me, I feel. And about your voice, it's very, very, very clear, with confidence. And I like, in the stage, you put the background and you show how to your style in communication. It's clear and lucid. Okay. When only I have one point to put inside your story, some person to speak with them, to be more exciting. Your message, it's clear. You tell, you tell not me, we never give up. Support and understand. and you close it with, what about your, my friends? Thank you so much for this beautiful speak, and I see you in the champions, inshallah, star speakers in Malaysia. Back to you, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad, for the lucid evaluation. Although your internet today is failing you somehow, we could not see you performing, but we heard your voice clearly. So thank you so much for the evaluation. Moving on with the third evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Twila, the Coca-Cola lover. Please put your hands together to welcome her on stage.
Remember, Twilight.
Twilight, oh.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, but especially Sarah. I was quite impressed with your talk today. You opened with a quote that really resounded, I think, with a lot of us on the screen. And I'm sure that if we did that time travel back with you to a year ago, it was equally important to your audience then. You gave us the background of the first speech, and then you moved through as you talked about your year's journey. And you appeared to me to be very confident. You were using your body and your gestures, and you talked and you pushed back and you used all those hand gestures where I could see them in that box that we have. Your speech was lucid and clear, as the other evaluators said, easy to understand. The words you used were easy to understand. And what you did, I'm not doing right now, because you taught me I need to slow down, especially when we're speaking to an audience that uses multiple languages. I need to slow down. You did an excellent job of speaking at a pace we could all understand. You also used words and language and situations that I could understand, and we have several generations separating us. You spoke not only to your generation, but you spoke to mine, which is much older than yours. You joked about yourself not being a good joke master. And a lot of us find that hard to do when we're in an international audience, because humor is international, but jokes are not. We can tell a joke in our hometown that was not understood across an ocean, but humor is universal, and you will have to find your own pace on that. You shared some very personal aspects of your life, and you allowed yourself to be vulnerable and speak to us about what was going on and how you felt when these things were going on. You didn't like having all these people giving you advice that you didn't really want. But that's something that happens to us, even my age. My daughter has a way of saying, "Mother," and I know she's going to tell me what to do. So you'll find that advice is given to you even when the roles are reversed, and I'm the mother, she's the daughter. So I wonder, the challenge is going to be, are you going to take all these things you've learned in Toastmasters and be able to use with your parents, your siblings, your friends? That is a challenge for all of us. What we take and use in a meeting, can we use out there in that other world? I think you've learned that there's fear, there's fun, and there's friends in Toastmasters, and you have gained a lot and grown a lot in 1 year, just a year of Toastmaster journey. Well done. Thank you for sharing. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Twila. Did I say it right at least once for today?
Twyla.
No? Twyla. Okay, I'm trying. It's a very unique name, DTM Twyla. Thank you so much for your evaluation. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Lada, for chipping in as well when I really need it. Before we move on to the next segment, we have a little turbulence, small change in the agenda as per the president. We have one international director who's about to jump from the plane. So before he jumped out of the plane, we need to hear from him, right? So please put your hands together to welcome International Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Ali Shahbaz Ali. On stage.
Hello, everybody. World travelers and Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters members. I'm very glad to be here. Sorry, I can't stay for long. I kind of have COVID-like symptoms, but I don't think so that's COVID, not feeling so well. So I'll have to go for a rapid test soon and check up. With the time we spend past few days in kind of a biggest gathering, which we wait for us Toastmasters. So traveling takes a toll at times, especially if you stay for more than 2 weeks somewhere outside, kind of feeling jet lagged. With all this, quite happy to see terminology so lucid, where it is all about boarding the plane, terminal. I just am enjoying this fun, and that keeps on adding those energy shots between the meetings, and it's so humorous. World travelers, when you started, when Sister Toastmaster Eliza told me about this idea way back from now, I was like, is this really going to work? But I see it working. Traveling around the world, stopping with different clubs, with taking different flights from East Coast, West Coast, all around the world. This is amazing. And I thank you for all what you're doing to make it so enjoyable for yourself, for Toastmasters around you. And seriously, this is helping everybody. Thank you very much for having me here. Over to you, Didi, Khalid Abdallah.
Thank you so much, Aidit. Yes. There you go.
Announcement for the flight. We have a turbulence that our VP Vasanti will present something. Ding, 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 ding.
May I request the kind attention of all the passengers on board. There is a special segment coming up right away. Sit up, buckle your seatbelts, and wait for the entertainment to unfold. CGD Hakim of District 80, please stand by.
Yes, madam, I'm here. Is it me that's causing the turbulence? Because I did have some onions earlier on.
We
and
might have
beans.
somebody having ADHD when the turbulence happens, so we need your help.
Okay.
It feels like a plane is being
Um,
hijacked.
I just hope we are not traveling over the Bermuda Triangle.
The newly minted club, the World Travelers Toastmasters Club, hardly about 5 months old. And we have not one, two of our members getting the distinguished Toastmaster title. And today we have all of you to join in the celebrations. May we have a round of applause for Ramesh Alai, our VPPR.
Yay, Ram. Woo, 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 woo.
And we are so blessed and fortunate to have DTM Ali celebrating with us. Could anyone help me with a picture, please? WTC family or BAT family? We all are one family.
One family, but multiple cameras.
Ram, a big smile. It's finally done. Yeah, yeah.
It only took 8.5 years, but who's counting?
And next comes the Yeah, the celebration for our club president, Eliza Juliana Zubaidi.
Woo, 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 woo. Princess.
Congratulations, Ram and Eliza. What a wonderful achievement.
Eliza, smile. At last, it's done. Yay. Woo, woo, woo.
Congratulations, both of you, Ram.
Hearty
Dr. Sawadi,
congratulations,
Ram and DTM Aliza.
Club President Eliza and VPPR Ramesh Alai. Coming up, one more. Can we have the other awardee spotlighted, please? But this is for a level completion. Mike Woon for completing level 3 in team collaboration.
Congratulations, Uncle Mike.
Congratulations, Mike. Wait for the picture. A big smile.
Although he's a grandfather in Singapore, we call him an uncle.
Yeah. But you see, he still embraced pathways. Isn't that inspiring?
He's on the path to glory.
And more to come in the next few months. Who knows? We could be the first in the world to get the 10 DCP. Fingers crossed. Back to you, TMOD. Khalid Lucid Abdullah.
Thank you so much. That's really lovely and amazing segment, although it's called a turbulence, but I don't at all think it's a turbulence. So congratulations for all of your achievements, world travelers. And let me just teach you something. We call it, we say mabruk. So mabruk is just like congratulations. So for those who doesn't know what this means, mabruk, it's congratulations. So well done, everyone.
Mabruk. Woo.
Exactly.
Mabruk.
Great,
We just say,
let's move on.
we just say, hee-haw. In America,
Yeah. Nashville, yes.
Right?
Right, you're still on the roll since yesterday.
Yes. I wasn't
Been
even
watching
there,
you.
but that's okay.
You've been there in District 97, so I was following you. So I was
Can we
watching
have all the
you.
participants turn on their cameras for a group picture, the best memento of our meeting?
Sure.
Smile. Everyone say hee-haw, right? Can I breathe?
Adi, are you there?
I'm just an avatar. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Adi has become an alien.
Exactly. Just for a while. Isn't he cute?
He is very cute, Ardi.
1, 2, 3, CP. We all are on standby. Can you take a group picture?
My God, I feel pity on Kathy.
Are we done?
Done.
Stop smiling.
Keep on smiling, please. Keep on
Exactly.
smiling.
Sorry, keep on
Keep
smiling.
on smiling. Yes. Thank you
It's
so
done.
much, everyone. It's done. It's well done. It's not just done. It's well done. So let's move on back to the agenda. So let's move on with the grammarian report. We still have a few reports to hear from. So please put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya Juma, our grammarian, our lucid grammarian. This is my last chance to have more counts on the word of today.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for the Toastmaster. I am pleased to tell you that we have really a great and excellent language today. So I have a few, I noticed a few misused, so I will mention them, and also the good usage, the nice quote which got my attention. and of course, word of the day. So let's start with the where we can improve in our language. What I heard, for example, let us hear the timing. I think it should be let us hear the timing criteria, or let us hear from the timer. Another things, I felt depression. It should be I felt depressed. Another, I need not judge them. I need not to judge them. They start with a question. It should be they started, or actually the speaker, so she started with a question. The good quote and thought which got my attention, I will mention a few of them. One of them is, all of us have different ways of thinking. Second, look beyond our difference and see our similarities. Aim high. 1 year is equivalent to 1,000 miles. What's more important, speaking or listening? That question made me thinking a lot about, do I listen or I speak more? Word of the day, lucid. I'm glad to mention that we used it 23 times, and the winner is none other than District 20, our MC DTM Khalid, who used it for 11 times. So thank you all for the good English usage and for using. This is really one of the meetings which I noticed that almost all the speakers used, and not only who spoke in the chat as well, you used word of the day. So keep up the good usage of English. By that, back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya Jum'a, for the lovely and lucid report. She was so attentive, not just for the spoken words, but even in the written words in the chat. So well done. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Thuraya. Let's move on to the last report, but definitely not the least, who has been working tirelessly behind the scene. Our timer, please put your hands together to welcome our timer, Toastmaster Zarina, to give the last report on the timing.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Khalid. So for the evaluation, speakers should be around 2 to 3 minutes. So for evaluation 1, Anas Abdullah, for evaluation, the speaker, may I have your attention, please? 2 minutes and 45 seconds. For evaluation 2, Muhammad Al-Dusari, to evaluate the speakers, what response are you getting? 4 minutes and 11 seconds. For evaluation 3, Twyla, to evaluate the speakers a year ago, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. And yes, we are losing audience in here. Thank you so much, Madam Timer. And DTM Lada, see you in another flight. And with this, thank you so much for being a great audience, both members of both clubs. And with this, I hand the control back to distinguished Toastmaster Eliza, who is also the president of World Travelers.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster and District Director 20 Khalid. Before I give my closing address, I want to give to my VPPR. We have a celebration for our members that born in August. So for my VPPR, on behalf of our VPM, from MES, please.
Thank you, DTM Eliza. I don't appear to have a button that says share, which is a little bit frustrating. Let me see, polls, participants. This is quite annoying, isn't it? I don't actually have a share button. One second. I don't have that. I do apologize. Can I share it with somebody else and maybe they can share it, the screen?
Sure. Why don't you put it in the chat, Ram? We'll assist.
Yeah, let me do that. Eliza, I'm sharing that with you. Yeah, if you don't mind, just share it on the screen and I'll do the legwork, if you will. Can I please get some drum rolls going? So it's August. There's a lot of things that happen in August. Summer holidays. For some people, it's just regular holidays. They just have holidays throughout the year. But for some people, actually, they have birthdays. So we have 2 people celebrating their birthdays today, or at least this month. So what we'd like to do is, Eliza's nearly there. Let's announce the birthday babies on the screen now. Let's do it. Where is technical issues? Where would we be without them? There'd be nothing to talk about, would there? There'd be no fun. There'd be no games. Fantastic. There you go. So I'd like to congratulate Jasmine and Ardi, World Toastmasters babies who are having birthdays this month. Please welcome and give them a huge congratulations. There you are, Ardi the Fox. There he is. Where's Jasmine? Is Jasmine here?
Thank you.
There you are, Jasmine. Well done, both of you. I'm now going to hand it back to Eliza to wrap up the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Eliza, DTM.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Bahrain Advanced Toastmaster Club, for having World Travelers Toastmaster Club. Just for your information, when we want to try these World Travelers, we never know that we really can go around the world, just like what our ID said. But we really enjoying travel the world, and every stop we go, we always have our immigration job. So this is our immigration job. We are going to share with Bahrain Advanced Toastmaster Club. Don't forget to post in your Facebook. Looking forward for all of you to join us in our next trip. And thank you very much for having all of us. I hope that with the friendship and the fraternity that we have in Toastmaster will make us grow stronger. And we already prove that even we are not in the same place, but during the Nashville, when the World Travelers Toastmaster people are in Nashville, they are already know that we are family, and all of us know each other well. So it's not impossible to be a family from all around the world. So with that, this is my luck. I cannot talk so much because it's already midnight. With that, I just want to say thank you very much. I adjourn the meeting. And if you want to chit chat with everyone, please stay. If not, sayonara. See you again.
Hey, well done, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Well done, Farouk. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye, Khalid. Thank you so much, Khalid.
Good night, everyone.
And good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you, everybody. And welcome again. You are all welcome again to join us.
Late. We don't have our guest to speak. We are late like 30 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bahrain. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, our vampire. Perhaps Farouk. Thank you, Didi Khalid. Thank you, IPDD. See, Kathy just reached Singapore today and she's still sleepy. So, yeah, thank you, Didi, for coming. And thank you, past district director 102, Mingse. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah, great to see you. And our PQD 79, Sheikh Ratiwari, thank you for coming. We have a lot. And happy birthday, Jasmine, and also Ardi. Okay.
Have a good day,
Okay,
everybody.
good morning, good night, everyone. Hi.
Good night, everyone.
A pleasant Saturday and Sunday.
Minze, anything you want to say? A feedback? Erica.
Oh yes, we have traveled the world and we are still up in the air because it's very enjoyable. All right. Thank you so much for wonderful sharing from everyone. It's really a good learning experience.
DTM Shekhar, you want to share something?
Yeah, thank you so much, Elijah, for just giving us this wonderful, you can say, a plane to travel with you. And it is great, actually. I just love to attend your meeting because you people are great. So one thing, I mean, every moment we are learning something new. So thank you. Thanks to our District 20 Director, DTM Khalid, and all you all for making this wonderful journey for all of us. And it is a wonderful, really. And congratulations to you for achieving this wonderful height, this coveted DTM, this one, and as well as our DTM Ram also, because you started your journey from our District 79 as Horizon Toastmasters Club. So now you are reaching, you are just completing whole work. So just take me, even I don't have passport, so but please take me with you always. And send your informations where you are just traveling now from in your next meeting. And RD, congratulations, happy birthday to you, and our another lady, happy birthday. So best wishes to you both. Over to you, Madam Liza.
Thank you very much. Last for you, Farouk, before you
close
go.
the meeting, can I have all your attention? The next meeting is on the September